Hello everyone, today my group will discuss on environmental costs and benefit. Before we proceed, let us find out what is environmental cost management. Environmental is concern on the environment, cost, amount of money or time required, and management is the process of managing. Therefore, environmental cost management is about how management manage the environmental impact costs which arise during company business operation. In a business view, environmental cost is costs that arise from activity occur in a company causing an environmental effect. For example, a producing tires company will not able to prevent environmental impact caused by the production of tires in the air and water pollution. Includes odor, solvent and dust emission, noise, waste and consumption of energy. Therefore, the costs related to clean the water and air pollution, changing policies and reduce the consumption of energy is known as environmental costs. Now, let us move to the step of using environmental cost management. First step is to investigate the environmental impact of the organization. When specific factors has been identified, they can address the issue. Next stage is forming the ideas into a strategy that can be implemented. As for example, the strategy that relates to the altering the way a product is made. Even though it's just a small differences, but it could have a huge effect to the environment. On the other hand, environment cost-benefit analysis is comparison of the cost of an action compared with the considerations of the benefit of those actions so that the company will have most effective option to manage or reduce impact on the environment. In other words, it is a decision-making process that makes the decision maker to compare all direct and indirect positive and negative effects of the proposed decision. There are several steps involved in using this analysis. The first step is specifying clearly the project or program. This step is to decide on the main element involved in the project or program. For example, if your company manufactures tires, what you must study is the location of the factory and the group involved within factory. Thus, after knowing it, we will study whether the area of the factory is polluted or not. If the area of the factory is polluted, we must know what is enforcement of law and regulations related to it, what the disposal practice, public waste treatment plans, and what hazardous material produced from the factory. By knowing all these elements, it will be easier to continue to the next step. Second step is to include all relevant quantitatively input and output of the project. For example, if we are planning wastewater treatment project, the staff of that program will be able to provide a full physical specification of the plant together with the input required to build it and keep it running. Hence, by knowing this information, we will be able to know the cost of the input and output of the program so that it is easier to continue to the next step, which is to estimate the cost and the benefit of the input and output. This step is very important because in using cost and benefit analysis, all the input and output must be valued in terms of money. Thus, this step is to put all the data we gathered previously in value, hence measuring the cost and benefit of it. For example, the benefit arise from this analysis probably improve in water quality, species preservation and wildlife mortality. And the costs incur are higher prices for the consumer for the goods and taxes paid by the company to government, cost to create water treatment plant and cost to practice healthy disposal from the factory. The last step involved is to compare on the benefit and cost arise from the project so that we can pick the best and effective option. The simple way to compare it by subtract the total cost with total benefit to get the net profit. If the net benefit is positive, then the cost benefit is positive and likewise. In this analysis, what we must know that we have to think like economists, where we must always choose option where the benefit outweighs its cost. Thus, environment cost and benefit analysis is a method for a company to try and put all relevant costs and benefit on the same foundation in order to help people make informed decisions. When a company acts seriously on the environmental cost, they will get some benefits to it such as save money, competitive advantage, and better monitoring problem. In terms of save money, environmental costs can help the company to minimize its expenses as well as saving the money more since they can avoid any fine or penalty charged towards complying with the environmental regulation. And also, it can help save money in terms of hiring people to handle the environmental problem. Furthermore, it also can give advantage to the competition since the company can reduce its expenses through using the recycle policies. Besides, they also can focus on creating a greener product and sell them at a lower price or at the same price with the competitor. Then, company can also implement the Go Green policy since it becoming a trend and it might have appeal in the eyes of the public. Moreover, it gives the company better monitoring problem regarding to the environmental issue.